Hey there, so I thought I'd do a book review of a thriller I read recently titled Everyone Here is Lying. And it's by Shari Lapena, who is a Canadian writer and attorney, and I really loved it. So the story is, a man named William is having an affair with one of his neighbors. But she's had enough, and she decides to end the affair at the hotel where they usually have their trysts. He doesn't want it to end, and so when he goes home, he's very upset, and he finds his daughter in the kitchen. His daughter Avery is 11 years old, and she is quite surly. She has a few diagnoses. She has ADHD, and she has oppositional defiant disorder. And she's always fighting and getting into arguments with her parents and with her older brother as well. But her dad is not in the mood for it this afternoon because his affair just ended, and he strikes her. He storms out the house, and then he starts thinking about the consequences of his actions, and he turns back, and that's when the chapter ends. Next thing you know, Avery has disappeared. And the book then launches into the investigation of her disappearance, and suspect after suspect emerges as we're trying to find out who made Avery disappear. Could it be the neighbor? Avery's best friend has an older brother, and this older brother had had some strange interactions with Avery in the past. Could it be the neighbor down the street who has had some interactions or words with Avery's mother? Obviously, people suspect the father, and because it's always a father, allegedly. Soon there's a whole list of suspects from this small enclave, suburban enclave. And even though you think you know who it is, you're quite mistaken, because the story is not that simple. Shari Lapena is great at writing books with multiple points of view. And I think she's a pantser. If you're a writer, you know that there are pantsers who write off the seat of the pants, and there are plotters, people who plot and outline their novels. I outline my novels. And so because of this and the fact that she kind of thinks of an idea and then writes and writes and writes, and the story just comes out organically, sometimes her books are up and down, and I like some better than others. So if you haven't read books by Shari Lapena and you're into domestic psychological thrillers, I advise you to read this book. It's great.